Hey guys, today we're having a look at how to express that someone or something is the most something. So this is called a superlative, and in grammar, the superlative is the form of an adverb or an adjective that expresses a degree of something. English superlatives are typically formed with the suffix est. So for example, healthiest, weakest, or the word most, as in most recent or most interesting, and so on and so forth. So to do the same thing in Japanese, what we need to do is we need to have our group word followed by de, and then we can also insert wa, followed by the subject and ga, and then our phrase ichiban, adjective or thing, des. So what does that all mean? Well, if we look at our first example, of the mountains in Japan, Mount Fuji is the highest mountain. So we have here Nihon no yama, that's our group word, mountains of Japan. De wa Fujiyama, which is our subject, ga ichiban takai. So takai is highest or tallest, and it's our adjective. And then we can also insert yama, which is our thing, and we finish with des. So Nihon no yama de wa Fujiyama ga ichiban takai yama desu. We could also say the same thing by excluding the words in brackets. Nihon no yama de Fujiyama ga ichiban takai desu. In our second example, of the class members, Ken is the tallest. Kurasu no naka de, we can insert wa if we wish to. Ken-san ga ichiban sei ga takai desu. So in this case, class is the group word, followed by no naka de, which is of the class or in the class. Ken is our subject, and ichiban sei ga takai is our word for tallest. Number one, tall is basically what we're saying. So in English, that translates to tallest. Now, please note that a group can be A to B to C de wa. In other words, out of A, B, and C. So for example, of yakitori, sukiyaki, and tempura, sukiyaki is the most expensive. Yakitori to sukiyaki to tempura de wa sukiyaki ga ichiban takai desu. So in this case, the group can be a number of different things that we are explicitly listing, as opposed to a general group of things. So to answer the question, we have our group word followed by de and wa. Then we have our adjective, so ichiban and adjective, followed by no wa, and then the thing or event and des. Or we can follow with koto wa, followed by thing or event and des. So for example, of Japanese dishes, the most delicious one is sushi. Nihon no ryori de, so our group word is Japanese dishes, Nihon no ryori or Japanese cooking. Ichiban oishii is the most delicious, so that's our adjective. No wa sushi desu, so sushi is our thing, and we finish with des. So in another example, of your travel in Hokkaido, what was the most interesting thing? And we want to answer that skiing was. So Hokkaido no ryoko de ichiban omoshirokata koto wa nan desu ka? So in this example, we're actually taking from our previous lesson about asking someone for their feedback on something. So ichiban omoshirokata, what was the most interesting? Koto, thing. And in this case, skiing was, so we can simply respond with ski desu. In our next example, which river is the longest river in the world? And we want to answer that the Nile is. Sekai de, so sekai is our group word. Ichiban nagai kawa, so longest river. Wa dono kawa desu ka? So dono in this case means which. So dono kawa, which river? And we want to answer with the Nile. So Nairu kawa desu. In our next example, who is the tallest person in this class? Kono kurasu de ichiban sei ga takai hito wa dare? So it's quite a casual question, and we can tell that by the fact that we don't have desu ka on the end. We're using our intonation to indicate that we're asking a question. So このクラス is this class, and it's our group word. The tallest person. 一番背が高い人。一番 is number one. 背が高い is tall. And 人 is person. And then the word 誰 is who. So if we want to say Peter is, we can just simply say ピーターさんです。And finally, where is the most bustling place in Japan? 日本では一番賑やかなところはどこですか? And we want to say that Tokyo is. So we can just simply say 東京です。So in this case, 日本 is our group word, it's Japan, and the most bustling place, 一番 is number one, 賑やかな is our adjective for bustling, and ところ means place. So by simply attaching 一番 in front of an adjective, we get the superlative form, as in the biggest, the smallest, the tallest, the most expensive, the most delicious, so on and so forth. So that's about all for this one, but if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.